What's up everyone, Pastor Jamz here, back with another review, and today we're reviewing Nyck Caution's new album, Anywhere But Here. Nyck Caution, born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, now 27 years old, releasing his third album, and has some promising backups leading up to his career. He's been featured on albums with Joey Badass, multiple albums with Joey Badass. He featured on the ASAP Mob album, Flatbush Zombies, and even has, features from those artists on his stuff. But what I found really interesting is that, he doesn't really have a lot of, well, he does have a lot of Spotify listeners, but not as much as I would think, given that he's part of the Pro Era record label from Joey Badass is in. Before the album released, it was like 400,000 listeners, but now that this new album released, it's 500,000 plus listeners. So I guess that's good. I just thought that was a little strange. I didn't really know who he was up until I was listening to Denzel Curry, and saw that he had appeared on a single with this guy named Nyck Caution. Checked it out, loved it. It was in my Jams of the Week video. And now he released this new album, Anywhere But Here, last Friday. So with the production on this thing, it was kind of typical considering that he's from Brooklyn, New York. I was expecting like the lo-fi, chill, just beats, and it is. It's lo-fi, mellow. You got some pianos here, you got some strings there. But he does, it does go with his flow, as he is from Brooklyn, New York. He does take some chances, like on some of the more harder songs, like with Denzel Curry, bass is boosting, 100 miles per hour energy beat, and he also does like a clarinet, I believe, or a flute in the last song, Kids That Wish. I thought that was very interesting because I'll talk about it later in the video. That's when I thought the album died. Coming into this album, I don't know what really to expect. So my expectations weren't really that high. When I first heard it, I got straight up impressions of J. Cole and Russ. He has like Russ's flow, and then he has the storytelling of J. Cole, like, kid coming up, kid having dreams, the hardships of coming up as a kid in a very poor environment. And I thought that was really weird. Like, I know artists could be inspired by other artists, and he's just like on the edge of ripping these artists off. And not to say that the songs are terrible, but at the same time, how can you credit someone, who's literally ripping off artists? And again, that's a topic to like discuss another time, because any artist is influenced by another artist, regardless if they're very popular or not. Any artist is going to rip off another artist in some form. It's just some are greater than others, and in this case, that's what I noticed right away. But the first half of the album is awesome. Like, like the mellow beats, the great flows, even the track with Joey Badass. It's a little more hard, and he pulls it off. Nyck Caution does keep up with Joey Badass as well in Bad Day with Denzel Curry. I thought he was gonna do like a more like a chorus type thing, but he doesn't. He does keep up with both artists, and doesn't really feel not threatened, but like he doesn't really feel outmatched, or like he's not in the same league as them. He keeps it cool, He brings it to the table. But what I do gotta say is the two tracks that I really didn't enjoy were in the last half of the album, because the album's 14 tracks long with two skits. So the album's really 12 tracks long, and the last half of the album really is boring, nothing special. The features don't bring anything new, and there's even a track called "Something to Remember Me By." He's just a sad boy, really awkward track, like doesn't belong in the album, is like these slow strings. There's rain in the background. He's just a sad boy, and like it's really like awkward lyrics, and he even like does like a auto tune throughout the whole song, but it's like really low, and like if you had headphones, you'll really hear it. And then at the later half of the album, I mean the later half of the song, he goes full on like auto tune robot voice, and honestly, it made me laugh. Like it was just weird R&B love song. And Coat Check Session 47, I thought that was a bad track too. Really corny, kind of like um, who's that guy that fell off? I forgot. Lil Dicky tries to sound like Lil Dicky with this corniness and like wordplay with humor. It doesn't really work. And but other than that, the other two tracks, Things Could Be Worse and Product of My Environment, they're just nothing special. The production sounds exactly like the same as the rest of the album, and the two songs just kind of boring. But I wouldn't say that they're bad tracks. They're just like something I guess you would play in the background. But yeah, the two tracks that were really bad were Coat Check Session 47 and Kids That Something to Remember Me By. The last track, though, Kids That Watch, I think that was the most interesting track on the album. You have like this clarinet in the background, very interesting, fast paced, and but it's also like storytelling. Thought that he had an interesting message that rappers today, uh, new rappers today mostly come from TikTok, and they're influenced by TikTok users, and that's like the only way you're gonna make it big now, given that the app is so huge and using the music is a big part of that app. And now you have now I'm gonna talk about this in a different video because it inspired me to make this video. Like, I find it hard to believe that some trash coming from TikTok, some mediocre BS is going to have more plays than Kendrick Lamar. That's like just wild and crazy. But anyways, that's for a different video. Uh, but yeah, the first half of this album is What's to Listen, December 24th, Anywhere But Here. Motion Sickness is a good one. He uses female vocals a lot, and I think that they work really well with him, given that the beats. When he does go more aggressive, it does work. But like I said, sounds just like Russ, like Russ's flow. Um, so I'm gonna give this the rating on this album straight down the middle, a 5. That's how I feel about it. I wish he would have maybe found more of his like true own identity. Um, I don't know. I wonder what he's gonna come out with next. Um, yeah, I guess there's nothing else I could really say about that. Check it out if you want. My favorite tracks will be in the description below, along with the bad tracks. And yeah, see you in the next video.